So this is my my first more Parz video. So I saw it in my recommended, so I'm gonna watch it. Which one is this? Something about the frogs? Or the toad. The toad that broke Australia. So, and didn't Australia lose to emus? So did they lose to toads too? Something? Junior's detective badge 4 years ago from the police department. That's so cool. I want something from the police department. I want something. I'd feel cool. You're from Australia, Sammy? Are the toads scary? The emu war. Are the toads? Yes, they're scary. All right. As an American, I need to learn why the toads are terrifying in Australia. I need to know. All right, more Parz. Tell us of the toad.
Is home to some of the deadliest animals on the planet.
Is there any animal in Australia that's not deadly?
But what if I told you there's one creature they all fear? An invasive species, millions strong, wiping out native animals that we are locked in combat with to this very day. What kind of vile beast is capable of spreading such reckless hate? The answer is this fat fucking toad.
Why is it huge?
But how did this war begin? Well, to answer your question, we're gonna
Why is the toad larger than my dog? What?
have to go way back.
I can understand
the
why
year
they're
is
scary.
1866. We are in the land down under, and our story begins the same way many tragedies do, with the British. You see, having gone hippity-hoppity, your ancestral home is now my property around 90 years back, the Brits were in full swing, rampantly colonising the country. And part of that included agriculture. Now, they brought with them many crops, but the important one in this story is sugarcane. Sugar was valuable, not only for trade, but also because, well, the fucking tea isn't going to sweeten itself, is it?
Sugarless tea.
But you see, sugarcane only grows in the heat, which ruled out the south of the country. It also likes humid environments, which ruled out Western Australia, which left them with one option. And so, the cane farmers loaded up their first Stardew Valley save in Queensland in 1866. But the farmers ran into an issue. You see, Queensland is home to these nifty little bugs called Dermalopida albahertum. These are...
I hope that's the scientific name for it. Beetle. Beetle with... cigarettes.
native beetles that hit their macros by munching on plant leaves. So when cane farmers joined the Queensland Minecraft server and set up a f***ing Hermitcraft-sized farm, the beetles were in heaven and set to work demolishing the plant leaves. Now, funnily enough, the adult bugs weren't actually the problem. Sugarcane leaves hold f***all value. But the problem is that with such an abundant food source, the bugs started multiplying, laying their eggs around the base of the plants. These eggs hatched into larvae, and unlike the grown-ups, these little worms don't eat the leaves. They eat the roots. And so the sugarcane starts getting absolutely fucking spit roasted, and the farmers can do nothing but watch as sugarcane yield plummets through the floor along with their profits. This whole situation really pissed off the farmers, who banded together, went to the Australian government, and told them to fucking fix it. Sir, a horde of creatures is destroying the cane fields.
Hey, government, can you stab the larva eating our roots?
And so, the Queensland government founded the Bureau of Sugar Experimentation Stations, or the BSES, in 1900. This team of crack scientists then immediately set out trying to solve the very same issue every single Factorio player faces. This place is covered in bugs. They are breaking my shit. How do I violently slaughter the local wildlife in order to expand capitalism and my profit margins? The BSES pondered this question for 25 fucking years. They tried spraying chemical insecticides. Didn't work. They tried injecting insecticides into the soil. Didn't work. They tried releasing the fucking cordyceps fungus. And it still didn't work.
Have you tried dynamite in the ground?
Then, one day in the office, while pondering this question, someone had an idea.
Hey, thank you, Klaus. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay, we are getting outmaneuvered by the cast of Bugs Life. Someone in this office, please give me anything. What about cane toads? What? Cane toads.
Frogs.
Those big fucking fat things that exist in the cane fields in Hawaii. I mean, it's a frog. They eat bugs. We just introduce an invasive species to fix a problem caused by an invasive species. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
We already have one invasive species, so why not a second one?
And so, in June of 1936, 2,400 brave cane divers were deployed to the fields to deal with the arthropod menace.
Yeah.
But it's just one small issue.
Huh?
Cane toads were fucking dog shit. Yeah, funnily enough, big, fat, slow, ground-dwelling toads were not exactly the smartest solution to deal with beetles that spend the majority of their adult life 6 meters off the fucking ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
On top of that, cane toads don't dig for food either, so they didn't eat the larvae. Now this all
That's what I
sounds
was
like
thinking. How did they do
information
that?
that should have come up during the research and study phase of the plan. This, however, implies that there was a research and study phase. The BSES did not conduct a single fucking study on environmental impact before releasing an army of cane toads.
But they were desperate, okay? They needed the toads to eat the larva that was in the ground that the toads don't dig under to go eat. They were desperate for something. So they didn't care about anything else or anything. Yeah. Hi, Roxy.
Are you fuck? This complete absence of brain cells caused a rather spectacular domino effect of ecological fuck-ups, and it's going to teach you a valuable lesson about invasive species. You see, while the cane toads barely ate what they were supposed to, they did eat. And as incredibly large omnivorous toads, they ate practically anything they could fit into their mouths.
And they were massive?
Rats, mice,
Lizard.
snails, baby birds.
I was like, wait, who turned on the lizard? I forgot that, I had already turned lizard off, but...
Lizard. 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 Lizard.
Good job, guys.
Rats, mice,
Lizard.
Lizard.
snails, baby birds. It was the toad equivalent of fucking Kirby.
Chunky!
And then, not unlike the exact problem they were brought here to solve, with all that food, they started reproducing.
Yo! Don't look, chat!
A lot. In fact, female cane toads
Busy.
can lay anywhere between 8,000 to 30,000 fucking eggs per clutch.
What?
But I mean, this should not be too much of a problem. Australia is home to some of the deadliest creatures on the planet. Surely, the local wildlife has this under control.
Are they eating the gators?
Wait, what? Yeah, cane toads, they're poisonous.
No!
Little bulges on the shoulder.
Why is it worse?
Those are parotid glands, and they are packed to the brim with bufotoxin.
Of course. Being in Australia is like, hey, here's a toad. Okay, so this toad is in Australia. What's the dangerous part of it? Oh, it has poison glands and it's invasive. So if something tries to eat it, they get poisoned and then they die. And then toads are out producing every one of the other animals.
No, that's not a D's nuts joke.
Got him!
Now, whenever the adult toads are threatened, they will squirt this white, sticky fluid out of the glands.
Why are they combing on the... So the toads, they have poison glands and they're combing on their enemies. Is that what's happening? They have multiple comb holes? What?
Toads are threatened, they will squirt this white, sticky fluid out of the glands.
Ew, it's like a bit... It's like comb pimples.
And when ingested, it does two things. One, makes you trip absolute balls thanks to the hallucinogenic bufotenin. And two, the other ingredient, bufogen, just straight up gives you a fucking heart attack.
Oh, cool.
It's important to note that this toxin is also present in their eggs and tadpoles. Now, in their natural habitat, this isn't as much of a problem because everything around them has had thousands of years to get good and deal with this fuck-ass poison build by either developing immunity or learning to eat around the glands. But Australia is not their ecosystem, and despite all of the deadly animals we've got, they have had a grand total of 5 minutes to adapt to the presence of the fucking Calid toad. Now, quick question for the class. What happens to an animal population when there is nothing to eat it?
They
It
eat
gets
each other.
bigger.
Cannibalism!
And so, shortly after being introduced, a rapidly expanding tyrannid swarm of toads began to spread across the country. The BSES...
Oh, yeah, so this is basically just Helldivers, but with toads. They don't eat each other. They go on a hunt together. Why do they actually work together? You're supposed to eat each other and poison each other.
And, did fucking nothing. Because it technically didn't affect the sugar cane. The swarm spread further, occupying all inhabitable parts of Queensland, and they were laying so many fucking eggs that their clutches began polluting the waterways like a bufotoxin teabag, killing native fish as well as any animals that drank from the water. The BSES did nothing. Those eggs hatched into tadpoles, which started killing more fish. The BSES.
Why does this sound like an actual horror movie? Or the world's War of the Toads. What is this?
Still did nothing. The swarm advanced, breaching into the Northern Territory and New South Wales. When questioned, the BSES insisted the toads were doing their jobs and everything was fine. By the 1980s, the toads were now starving out or just fucking eating local wildlife and one-shotting anything that tried to eat them. And considering, at this point, there were 5 fucking million of them, that happened.
What if we get out the, poison coom? What if we get out the rolly thing, the steam rolly thingy, and just roll over them? Just have a whole lineup. Like, all right, here's where all the babies are. Line them up and smash them. The toads. Toad babies. Just steamroll over them. Get rid of some of them at least. Yeah, the steamroller. Is that what it's called? It'll help somewhat. It'll smush them to the ground. But then that might provide, they might actually eat that part. 1930s? Well, then everyone line up with some boots and go smashing with your feet. When was the steamroller invented? Or a flamethrower? Flamethrower would work too, maybe, unless they're immune to fire, which I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
A lot. So, with local wildlife being absolutely fucking decimated, the BSES was forced to acknowledge that maybe,
Made a mistake.
just maybe,
Listen, we fucked up.
but, oh well, everyone makes mistakes. Nothing we can do about it. No! They left it for the government to clean up Sir, a second horde of creatures has escaped the cane field. Fuck! Yeah, they realised just how much damage was being done and in 1986 began funneling federal funds into controlling the population. They tried trapping and physically removing the toads, but unless they had 5 million traps, that wasn't going to do shit. Biological warfare was proposed in the form of releasing viruses and parasites, but was shot down because it would do just as much damage to the
They would be immune, probably. Release everything.
native wildlife. And so, the toad front continues to advance to this day. So where does that leave us? Short answer is kind of fucked. Cane toads now threaten a total of 75 native species, and they've even driven populations of animals like the northern quoll to complete extinction in parts of the country they infest. And with the population now sitting at 200 fucking million toads, that infestation is spreading, with predictions showing they will be fucking up ecosystems in 5 states in the near future. And given that they have amassed a population 10 times the size of the humans in Australia, the government has completely fucking abandoned the fight for eradication, switching focus to harm reduction, using bait toads covered in non-lethal but unpleasant substances to try to teach local wildlife that toad bad. On top of this, the government has encouraged the broader public to, just fucking kill the toads. You are supposed to do it humanely by catching them and sticking them in a freezer for 48 hours, but, most people don't want a frog taking up their freezer space.
Yeah,
So they just use a fucking golf club or a
Yeah.
car.
Driving in my car right after
And with this being Australia,
What about yoink? Could you yoink those? Oh, no, never mind. You just get poisoned.
our
Die.
wildlife is also putting up a fight. Keelback snakes, for example, are immune to their venom, and Ricali and magpies have learned to flip them onto their backs before getting a feed. Now, jokes aside, you want to know who I feel genuinely fucking awful for? The toads. They didn't ask for any of this shit. They just got dumped onto a random island and did their thing, and now they are being actively hunted.
That's
no,
true,
no,
it
no.
comes
The
out.
assholes in this story are the BSES and the cane growers. Because you may be thinking, why were they allowed to do this shit in the first place? Well, that's the neat part. They weren't.
Oh.
The federal government banned the fucking idea when they came up for it in 1935, based on the advice of entomologists who rightly presumed the toads would become a bigger fucking issue than the beetles. But the BSES and the cane growers lobbied to have
No, we know what we're doing. Oh, there's a big risk of basically Australia being eaten by toads. Nah, it's fine. You're ridiculous.
the ban lifted in 1936. We are stuck in permanent toad combat because these dickheads looked at scientific advice and went, nah-uh,
Nuh-uh.
you have got to be fucked. G'day, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you so much for watching. This is the first crack I have taken at a long form on this channel, and I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of fun working on it, so I hope you enjoyed. Also, a quick announcement if anyone missed it, we're partnered with Gamersubs now. The link in the code is in the description, so go grab yourself a tub, man.
Oh, the
Also,
crash
just
up.
want to thank
Valid.
each and every one of you watching this for literally changing my life. That will never not mean the world to me, so thank you.
Aw,
Hope you all
that's so
have a
sweet.
bloody fantastic rest of your holiday period, and I will see you all next time.
Well, keep being cool, dude. Keep talking about how scary Australia is. Oh, that's so sweet. Aw. Very, very sweet. Hi, Bionicle. Hi, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm not pregnant. No. Here he stands, a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight. Born of grief and forged in shadow, I know you're on that table again. Get down before you fall and hurt yourself. Welcome home, honey. I hope you had a good day at work. Do you want blue or lemon lime creatine Gatorade before your workout? Honey? Justice.
If you want to get strong and energized to fight crime, drink Gatorade by GamerSubs. Zero sugar, electrolytes for hydration, plus more benefits and flavors of blue and lemon lime. Get yours today by using code SPIT at checkout to save 10%. Justice, justice, justice.